Emma stood in the middle of Bella's bridal boutique, her heart racing with excitement. At 28, she was a talented fashion designer, known for her unique creations and eye for detail. Today was supposed to be one of the happiest days of her life. She was finally picking up her wedding dress for her upcoming marriage to Jake, a dedicated and caring surgeon. As she clutched her phone tightly, she felt a wave of anticipation wash over her. She had spent months planning every detail of her wedding, from the hand-painted invitations to the perfect venue that reminded her of her childhood home. But as she approached the counter, the saleswoman's expression shifted from friendly to uncomfortable. "What do you mean someone already picked up my dress?" Emma asked, her voice steadier than she felt. The saleswoman hesitated, glancing at the paperwork in front of her. "Your mother-in-law, Mrs. Linda, came in yesterday. She had all the paperwork and said you asked her to collect it." Emma's heart sank. "That's impossible. I never gave her permission." As she processed this shocking news, her phone buzzed with a text from her best friend, Mia. "Did you see Linda's Instagram story?" With trembling fingers, Emma opened Instagram, and there it was. Sarah, Jake's ex-girlfriend, twirling in her wedding dress, captioned, "Sometimes things find their way back to their rightful owner. Blessed for second chances." Emma felt the world tilt sideways. "I need to sit down," she mumbled, and the saleswoman rushed to bring her a chair. As she sat there, a mix of anger and disbelief coursed through her. How could Linda do this? How could she betray her like this? But deep down, Emma knew she wouldn't let this ruin her special day. Emma took a deep breath, trying to steady her racing heart. She called Mia immediately, her voice shaky as she explained the situation. "Linda took my dress and gave it to Sarah. Can you believe it?" Mia's voice was filled with disbelief. "What? That's outrageous. You need to confront her right now." No, Emma replied, shaking her head. "I'm not going to confront anyone just yet. I need to think this through." As she hung up, a quiet determination began to replace her initial shock. She had spent years designing wedding dresses for countless brides, helping them create their perfect day. Now, just 6 weeks before her own wedding, she found herself without a dress and facing a future mother-in-law who seemed intent on replacing her with her son's ex-girlfriend. "Let's find you another dress," Mia suggested, her voice firm. "Something even better." Emma turned to her friend, a plan already forming in her mind. "Oh, we'll do better than that," she said, a spark igniting in her eyes. "I'm going to show Linda exactly who she's dealing with." She pulled out her phone and dialed a number. "Hey, Addison, it's Emma. Remember that empty warehouse space you've been trying to sell? The one with the exposed brick walls and skylights? I need a favor." Mia's eyes widened as she listened to Emma's conversation. "What are you thinking?" she asked, a mix of excitement and concern in her voice. "I'm thinking it's time to turn this situation into something spectacular," Emma replied, her confidence growing. "Linda wants to play games? Fine, but she forgot one thing. I don't just design weddings, I transform them." As Emma hung up, she felt a rush of adrenaline. This was her chance to take control of the narrative. She would create a wedding that would overshadow everything Linda had planned. "Jake needs to see exactly what his mother and Sarah are capable of," Emma said, her voice steady, "and he needs to make a choice." Mia nodded, her expression serious. "Let's get to work then. What's the plan?" Emma gathered her bag, her mind racing with ideas. "We're going to my studio. I have some designs to sketch and we have calls to make. Linda thinks she can break me by stealing my dress. She has no idea what I'm capable of when someone threatens what's mine." As Emma and Mia made their way to the studio, the weight of the situation began to settle in. Emma's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. She had always prided herself on her ability to handle challenges with grace, but this felt different. This was personal. Once they arrived at the studio, Emma wasted no time. She spread out her sketches and began to brainstorm ideas for her new wedding dress. "I want something that reflects who I am, something that shows my strength and creativity," she said, her voice filled with determination. Mia watched her friend work, admiring her focus. "You know, this could be an opportunity to create something truly unique. You can turn this whole situation into a statement." Emma nodded, feeling the fire within her grow stronger. "Exactly. I'm not just going to replace the dress. I'm going to create a masterpiece that will leave everyone speechless." As the hours passed, Emma poured her heart into her designs. She envisioned a gown that would not only be beautiful, but also symbolize her journey and resilience. The dress would be made of flowing silk, adorned with intricate embroidery that told her story. But amidst the excitement, a nagging thought lingered in the back of her mind. What would Jake think? Would he understand the lengths she was going to in order to reclaim her day? "Have you talked to Jake about this?" Mia asked, breaking Emma's train of thought. Emma sighed, her expression turning serious. "No, and I don't want to worry him right now. He's been so busy with work, and I don't want to add to his stress. He'll find out soon enough." Mia placed a reassuring hand on Emma's shoulder. "Just remember, you're not alone in this. I'm here for you, every step of the way." As the days turned into weeks, Emma and Mia worked tirelessly to bring their vision to life. The warehouse, once a forgotten space, was transformed into a stunning venue filled with twinkling lights and vibrant flowers. Emma's creativity flowed freely as she designed not only her wedding dress, but also the entire atmosphere of the event. "Look at this place," Mia exclaimed, stepping back to admire the progress. "It's going to be absolutely magical. I can't believe how far we've come in such a short time." Emma smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "I want it to be a reflection of who I am, not just a wedding. This is my chance to show everyone that I won't be pushed aside." With each passing day, Emma's dress took shape. She meticulously crafted every detail, from the delicate lace to the intricate beadwork that would shimmer under the lights. It was a labor of love, and with every stitch, she felt more empowered. "Have you thought about how you're going to reveal the dress?" Mia asked one afternoon as they worked side by side. Emma paused, considering the question. "I want it to be a surprise. I'll walk down the aisle, and when everyone sees me in it, I want them to understand the journey I've been on. I want them to see the strength behind the beauty." Mia nodded, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "That's perfect. And what about Linda and Sarah? Are you going to invite them?" Emma's expression hardened slightly. "I haven't decided yet. Part of me wants them to see what they've done, but another part of me thinks it might be better to let them stew in their own mess." As the wedding day approached, Emma felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. She knew that Linda and Sarah would likely show up, and she wanted to be ready for whatever drama they might bring. "Let's make sure we have a plan in place," Mia suggested. "If they try to pull anything, we need to be prepared." Emma agreed, and they spent the next few days finalizing the details. They arranged for security to be on standby, just in case things got out of hand. Emma wanted to ensure that her day would be filled with joy, not chaos. On the night before the wedding, Emma sat in her studio, surrounded by the remnants of her hard work. The dress hung nearby, a stunning creation that represented her resilience and creativity. She couldn't help but feel a sense of pride as she looked at it. "Tomorrow is going to be incredible," she whispered to herself, a smile spreading across her face. "I'm going to show everyone what real love looks like." Mia entered the room, holding a glass of champagne. "To new beginnings and unforgettable moments," she toasted, raising her glass. Emma clinked her glass against Mia's, feeling a surge of hope. "And to showing Linda and Sarah that they underestimated me." As they sipped their champagne, Emma felt a sense of calm wash over her. She was ready for whatever the next day would bring. The evening of the family dinner arrived, and Emma felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. She and Jake had been invited to his mother Linda's house for what she claimed would be a special family gathering. Emma had a sinking feeling that Linda was up to something, especially after the dress incident. As they pulled into the driveway, Emma took a deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. "You okay?" Jake asked, glancing over at her with concern. He had been working long hours at the hospital and had no idea about the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. "Yeah, just a little anxious," Emma replied, forcing a smile. "You know how family dinners can be." Jake chuckled, oblivious to the tension. "Just remember, it's all about family. We're in this together." As they entered the house, Emma was greeted by the familiar scent of Linda's cooking. The dining room was beautifully set, with candles flickering and flowers arranged perfectly. But as Emma scanned the room, her heart sank when she spotted Sarah, Jake's ex, sitting at the table, wearing a bright smile and a dress that looked suspiciously similar to the one Emma had designed. "Surprise!" Linda exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with delight. "I thought it would be nice to have everyone together tonight." Emma forced a smile, her stomach churning. "Nice to see you, Sarah," she said, trying to keep her tone neutral. "Emma, so excited for your wedding," Sarah replied, her voice dripping with sweetness. "I can't wait to see how everything turns out." Emma felt a wave of anger wash over her but quickly pushed it aside. She wouldn't let them ruin her evening. Instead, she focused on Jake, who was chatting with his mother, completely unaware of the tension in the air. As dinner progressed, Linda made several comments about the wedding plans, each one more condescending than the last. Emma could feel her blood boiling, but she kept her composure. She knew that soon enough, she would have the last laugh. "Emma, I hope you're not too stressed about the wedding," Linda said, her tone feigning concern. "I know how overwhelming it can be." "I'm actually really excited," Emma replied, her voice steady. "I've been working hard to make it special." "Oh, I'm sure you have," Linda said, glancing at Sarah with a smirk. "Just remember, it's all about the details." Emma clenched her jaw, but she refused to let Linda's words get to her. She was determined to show them both that she was more than capable of creating a beautiful wedding, one that would be remembered for all the right reasons. As the dinner came to a close, Emma felt a sense of resolve. She would not let Linda and Sarah's antics overshadow her happiness. Tomorrow was her day, and she was ready to shine. The day of the wedding dawned bright and beautiful, the sun casting a warm glow over the transformed warehouse. Emma stood in front of the mirror in her studio, her heart racing with excitement and nerves. The dress she had poured her heart into hung nearby, a stunning creation of flowing silk and intricate embroidery that told her story of resilience and strength. "Are you ready?" Mia asked, peeking into the room, her eyes wide with anticipation. "This is it." Emma took a deep breath, her fingers brushing against the fabric of her dress. "I think so. I just want everything to go perfectly." Mia grinned, her enthusiasm infectious. "It will. You've worked so hard for this moment. Just remember, it's your day. Enjoy every second of it." As the ceremony time approached, guests began to arrive, filling the warehouse with laughter and chatter. The space was adorned with twinkling lights, vibrant flowers, and hand-folded paper cranes that Emma had spent countless hours creating. It was a reflection of her journey, and she couldn't wait to share it with everyone. When it was time for the ceremony to begin, Emma felt a rush of adrenaline. She took her place at the entrance, ready to walk down the aisle. As the music began to play, she felt a wave of emotion wash over her. This was the moment she had been waiting for. As she stepped into the aisle, all eyes turned to her. Gasps filled the air as guests took in the sight of Emma in her breathtaking gown. The intricate embroidery shimmered in the light, and she felt a surge of confidence. This was her moment to shine. But as she walked toward the altar, she spotted Linda and Sarah sitting in the back, their expressions a mix of shock and disbelief. Emma couldn't help but smile inwardly. They had underestimated her, and now they would see the true power of her creativity. Jake stood at the altar, his eyes lighting up as he saw Emma approaching. He looked dashing in his tuxedo, and Emma felt her heart swell with love. This was the man she was about to marry, and nothing could take that away from her. As she reached the altar, Jake took her hands in his gaze filled with admiration. "You look incredible," he whispered, his voice barely audible over the music. "Thank you," Emma replied, her heart racing. I can't believe this day is finally here. The ceremony began, and Reverend Patricia spoke about love, resilience, and the importance of standing by one another. Emma felt tears prick at her eyes as she listened to the words that resonated so deeply with her journey. When it was time for their vows, Emma took a deep breath, ready to share her heart. Jake, from the moment I met you, I knew you were someone special. You've shown me what true love looks like, and I promise to stand by you through every challenge we face. Together, we can create a beautiful life. Jake's eyes glistened with emotion as he spoke his vows. Emma, you are my rock and my inspiration. I promise to support you, to love you fiercely, and to always believe in your dreams. You make me a better man, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. As they exchanged rings, Emma felt a sense of peace wash over her. This was where she belonged, and nothing could take that away from her. But just as they were about to kiss, Emma noticed Linda and Sarah whispering to each other, their expressions filled with frustration. Emma's heart raced, but she refused to let their negativity ruin her moment. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife, Reverend Patricia declared. You may kiss the bride. As Jake leaned in to kiss her, Emma felt a rush of joy. This was her day, and she was ready to embrace every moment of it. As Emma and Jake shared their first kiss as a married couple, the crowd erupted into applause, filling the warehouse with cheers and joy. Emma felt a wave of happiness wash over her, and she couldn't help but smile as she looked around at the faces of her friends and family, all there to celebrate their love. The reception was a whirlwind of laughter, dancing, and heartfelt toasts. Emma and Jake took to the dance floor for their first dance, swaying gently to a beautiful song that echoed the love they shared. As they moved together, Emma felt as if they were the only two people in the room, lost in their own world. But in the back of her mind, she was aware of Linda and Sarah, who had been seated at a table near the dance floor. Their expressions were a mix of disbelief and resentment, and Emma couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. They had tried to undermine her, but here she was, shining brighter than ever. "Look at you, Mrs." Mia cheered, joining them on the dance floor. "You're absolutely radiant." "Thank you," Emma laughed, her heart swelling with joy. "I can't believe we made it." As the night went on, Emma took a moment to step outside for some fresh air. The stars twinkled above, and she felt a sense of peace envelop her. This was her moment, and she had fought hard to get here. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. Turning around, she saw Jake approaching, a warm smile on his face. "Hey, I was looking for you," he said, wrapping his arms around her waist. "You're incredible, you know that?" Emma beamed, feeling a rush of love. "I couldn't have done it without you and Mia. This day has been everything I dreamed of and more." Just then, the doors to the warehouse swung open, and Linda and Sarah stepped outside, their expressions tense. Emma felt a surge of adrenaline. This was the moment she had been waiting for. "Emma," Linda began, her voice shaky, "we need to talk." Emma took a deep breath, her heart racing. "What's there to talk about, Linda? You made your choice when you decided to give my dress to Sarah." Linda's face flushed with anger. "I was just trying to help. You don't understand the pressure I'm under." Emma shook her head, her resolve firm. "No, Linda, you don't understand. This day is about love and support, not manipulation. I won't let you undermine my happiness anymore." Sarah stepped forward, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "You think you can just take everything from us? You're nothing without that dress." Emma felt a surge of confidence. "I'm everything because of who I am, not because of a dress. I've created something beautiful out of your betrayal, and I won't let you take that away from me." Jake stepped beside Emma, his presence a comforting strength. "You need to leave. This is Emma's day, and she deserves to celebrate without your negativity." Linda and Sarah exchanged glances, their expressions shifting from anger to realization. Slowly they turned and walked back inside, leaving Emma and Jake standing together, united. As the night continued, Emma felt a sense of closure. She had faced her fears and stood up for herself, and now she could fully embrace her new life with Jake. Surrounded by love and support, she knew that this was just the beginning of their beautiful journey together. "Let's go back in," Jake said, taking her hand. "I want to dance with my wife." Emma smiled, her heart full. "I'd love that." As they re-entered the warehouse, the music swelled, and Emma felt a renewed sense of joy. This was her day, and she was ready to create a lifetime of beautiful memories. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey today. We hope you enjoyed Emma's story of resilience, love, and triumph over adversity. Remember, no matter the challenges you face, you have the power to rise above and create your own beautiful narrative. If you loved this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Join us next time on Revenge Bound for more inspiring stories that remind us of the strength we all possess. Until then, keep believing in yourself and your dreams.